guys, it's Gio. So many, if not all of you, will know that I have a significant interest in Overwatch esports, Overwatch everything. But I thought something that would be fun is to start making a series where I talk about what's kind of been going on in the Overwatch community each week. So this is the inaugural video, and this will be for the week, the 11th to the 18th of March. So of course we have the Overwatch League going on at the moment. We're still in stage 2 of season 1, and there have of course been 12 series played this week. Some of them have turned out exactly how we might expect them to. For example, New York Excelsior's 4-0 against Shanghai Dragons. But some of them have been a little bit more of a surprise. For example, the SF Shock's 3-1 against the Houston Outlaws that we saw yesterday. We also had some closer games, for example, New York versus Seoul, which we saw on Wednesday, which is a little bit heated because everybody has their favorite Korean roster. Personally, I was rooting for New York in that game, and I was very happy to see them beat Seoul 3-2. However, the Seoul-London game, which everyone also expected to be very close, went completely differently, with London completely steamrolling Seoul with a 4-0 win. One thing that we have seen a lot of this week is the LA Gladiators really showing their true colours and coming out of their shell to make it to, I think, number 3 in the standings. It really does go to show how much one amazing player can completely carry a team, because they have just skyrocketed their way to success. One team that we have seen to be kind of temperamental over the last couple of weeks is the LA Valiant, with some great wins but also some bad losses. For example, with Florida taking the win 3-1 to them this week. In that game, Florida really showed that their abilities on 2CP and the KOF maps are just right up there. And a very much spoken about player as a result is Logix, who has just proven to be an amazing tracer for the team. Texas kind of seems to be the state of pity right now, with Dallas having not won a single game and Houston really not shining up to what they were doing in stage 1. There's been a lot of criticism of Jake's ability as a tracer, the fact that the team doesn't have a specialist tracer player, with people on one side saying it doesn't matter and people on the other side saying it's costing them the stage. Though I will say personally for me, one of the absolute highlights of the Houston Gladiators series was on Watch Point Gibraltar, when everybody was completely focused and distracted off in the side room while Jake just hopped on the point and let it get to point 1.
Jake, I love it. This is some soon play, and again, the backhand, straight up. Jake with the hero plays here for Houston Outlaws.
Arguably the biggest news of the week was the release of XQC from the Dallas Fuel, which was announced on Sunday. This release came after Felix received his second ban from the Overwatch League for 3 different transgressions: the spamming of Tryhard7 in the chat, the calling of LA Valiant tank players Fate and Envy retarded, and for complaining that the casting of the Overwatch League was cancer. This has sparked a wide debate on the treatment and punishment of players depending on their different actions, and has brought up the fact that maybe Blizzard don't have an objective rulebook on how to deal with these things. Team member Coco said on his own stream that part of the reason that Felix was released was due to his propensity of getting banned, and that makes him an unreliable team member. Felix has commented on his own stream that he would consider coming back to the Overwatch League if he saw some evidence that the punishments given to different players was fair and less subjective. More potential news within the Dallas Fuel has come from esports commentator Rob Breslau on Twitter. He said that he's heard rumours that Dallas Fuel are considering releasing and or selling Taimu and Coco. This has added to the conversation about the problems within Dallas Fuel at the moment and whether or not they come from not having a strong main tank around which to base the team. On from that, there has been a lot of arguably harsh criticism on Dallas Fuel's head/only coach Kaikai, who has had pressure put on him to step down. Many people have compared this to real sports, where often if the team isn't performing well, the head coach is the first to step down. However, Kaikai has responded on Twitter and various social media saying that actually there is more going on behind the scenes and he's not going to be stepping down. However, a lot of people haven't responded too wonderfully to his attitude. It only takes 2 clicks on Reddit to go and see how much fuel was added to that fire. No pun intended. However, in other news, the Shanghai Dragons have confirmed that 2 of their new players, Ado and Fearless, should be in the US by the 20th of March, with Gaguri not too long after that by the 23rd. However, this means that none of those players will be playing until at least stage 3, which causes a big problem for the Shanghai Dragons in stage 2, since both of their DPS players are now out of the country. Dia has had to leave for a family emergency, and Undead has had to leave urgently for personal reasons. In LA Gladiators news, there was a strange statement released on their website stating that DPay had accidentally bumped into 2 Houston Outlaws players and is making a formal apology online. It's been suggested that 2 players, Jake and Muma, did experience physical bumping strong enough that it did warrant a formal apology. However, this did spark a few parody tweets, such as one from London Spitfire, which did later get deleted. This has, however, added to the conversation about Blizzard's giving out of punishment, since no one actually knows what can get you banned at this point, so it could just be that Deepay was trying to cover his back. And lastly, in actual Overwatch, it has been confirmed that Brigitte will be released into the wild this week. However, she will not be in comp until season 10, which is a fact that a lot of people aren't particularly happy about. That means we will not be seeing her in competitive Overwatch or in esports for a very long time. However, we will be able to play her on something that is not the PTR. So that is what has been going on this week in Overwatch. I hope you guys enjoyed and found it interesting, and hopefully I'll be back next week with more news, gossip. Maybe nothing interesting will happen. We'll see. Thank you guys so much for coming. Stay classy, San Diego.